So this is my 4th video on VTubers now. We are very much past the point of no return, but today I'm living up to a promise. As I said, I would talk about a specific VTuber in my previous video and go more into detail about the things they had done and the things they continue to do. But there was also another incentive for making this video, because these videos are starting to become the male segment of Blue's Clues.
We just got a letter, wonder who it's from.
Because one of the victims of said VTuber reached out to me via email. Once again, please stop sending me weird shit. But this email went into detail of how they affected them and all the things they had done to them. And without a doubt, they are not the only one. There are a plethora of victims, a number of which I was able to talk to, and some that didn't want to talk to me at all because they didn't want to be associated with them because of the harassment they faced, and 3 that can't even speak about the topic even if they tried, with 1 unfortunately being confirmed to be no longer with us. But before I begin the video, I have 3 warnings for you. One is this video may be taken down due to copyright, as the person we're going to be talking about today has allegedly been abusing the YouTube copyright system to take down smaller channels making videos about them, or just videos they genuinely do not like, even going so far to involve the parties in litigation, to the point where some of them have actually turned up to court and there are court documents available, some of which they publicly advertise with their own name and their victim's name, making it all available to the public, thus doxing them and using the broken YouTube system, which they have been previously banned from but are still using, to file false copyright claims so they can take down the video and have access to that person's information, because YouTube provides that when you counterclaim. So if this video gets taken down, you know why. And they've already made some ambiguous tweets about me, so they know these videos exist.
He has 4 Twitter alters. By the way, he's been talking about you a lot on one of them.
I'm blocked off his Twitter, I can't see it anymore.
Again, there's so many people that hate
Royalty
him.
is slandered in the past with... Oh yeah, sure buddy. Yeah, I'm sure.
He, by the way, claims that you and I are best friends, even though this is the first time we've talked.
Yeah, it was the first time.
Outside of email.
2 is, do not bother to harass this person. They do not need the attention, either positive or negative. And some of the factors involved in this video are alleged. And 3, we talk about a lot of sensitive topics in this video. A lot of disgusting and distressing things, so be warned going forward. Now if I said the Worst Vtuber or PNG tuber, you may think of somebody like Meowbet or Jellybean or me. Some of you think I'm a PNG VTuber for some reason, and to that I say, you may need an MRI scan because either half your brain is missing or it's filled with water. But no, in my opinion, one of the candidates for the Worst Vtuber would be Falterxv.
Right? No. You think this is the first time this happened? Oh no. Oh no. Oh no!
Now quickly, who is Falterxv? In my previous video I briefly went over them and concluded I wouldn't be able to fit every allegation against them in one video, and it turns out I was indirectly correct, as just simply talking to a few people that knew them, and even some people that have had limited interactions with them, all saying the same thing.
And my initial encounter with him wasn't exactly very pleasant, because he came across in the game chat and in game as very, very hostile.
Again, it's been 2 years of me being, here's him being a dumbass again, here's him being a f***ing idiot, here's him lying, here's him calling somebody a pedophile with no evidence.
This is an iceberg that reaches below the Mariana Trench. Not even all the Harry Potter books combined together would be enough paper to list all the allegations made against them. But anyway, a quick rundown on who Falter is. Falter is a 34-year-old self-proclaimed femboy. They started streaming and making content all the way back in 2019, their main platform being Twitch. And in 2020 they would become a VTuber. And to this day they primarily make Destiny 2 content, which, being a Destiny 2 player, the jokes kinda write themselves. But they were also involved in many communities such as Helldivers 2, Armored Core, World of Warships, and the Elite Dangerous community, some of which they have an infamous reputation in, even to the point where they would be hardware banned from one of the games, meaning they could not play the game or make any other accounts on that device.
I would say probably about 10 of us went and we co-signed a document, and we all sent a copy of it, and we all sent personal emails to Frontier Developments complaining about this. they hardware ID banned his account. And he was pissed.
Now you're going to need some more background information for this next part. Upon making my second video, somebody called Fliplight reached out, and due to the reaction that video created, they decided to get in contact with me to tell me the full story. But after getting on a call with them and hearing all the terrible things this VTuber has done, like harassing people to the point where they were one of the reasons they aren't with us today.
That's from some other content creator who may have potentially killed themselves.
Oh,
We
Cherry.
don't know. No, there's three.
There's three!
Yes, there's fucking three.
But who is Flip?
Falter follows every single thing posted about him. If I posted about him right now, he would respond within hours.
Flip is a fellow content creator and streamer who initially met Falter through some of the communities they were both a part of. From there, they invited Falter to some of their Discord groups, where things were going fine until they had a disagreement over a weapon in-game, and this led Falter to do his usual actions, which you'll see throughout this video, of playing the victim and manipulating the truth to make everyone think Flip was actually the bad person. You're a content creator, you met him through Steam, you had a sort of relationship, so you invited him to your Discord server. You said, I think this gun is OP. He took that as you calling him a retard, and then he harassed you in the DMs, and then said to everyone else you were harassing him.
Yep, that's correct. Yeah.
Oh, God.
And so I said, okay, you two are done. I banned him and his friend because his friend was backing him up. And I posted all my DMs with him.
Now, just from this interaction, Flip has been harassed to this day by Falter, and is considered Falter's #1 target, even to the point where if anything bad happens to Falter, he will blame Flip.
There's an account right now that's going at him that I have no idea who the f they are.
So,
and even today, he's saying it's me.
this is what Falter does. He will blame his victims, which most of the time are people he's had a mild disagreement with, for other people criticizing him, and he will generate the excuse that, oh, this is them on an alt account, even though sometimes it's either his own alt account or has nothing to do with the victim in general. But he will wholeheartedly claim it's this random victim and that they are harassing him.
He always accuses alternate accounts. Anybody who disagrees with him is an alt.
He either creates these alt accounts to attack himself, or other creators are actually creating alt accounts to attack him, but
He blames the wrong people.
he
All
either
the time.
blames you. I know he's blamed
Yeah,
you.
he blames me all the time.
But how many alts do you think?
Don't ask me how many alts he has.
On
there-
what platform or everything?
On
He has-
Twitter, at least.
Oh,
So far,
on
I
Twitter,
think it's
at least 5. Yeah, we can send you a list. YouTube, there's been probably at least 10 channels.
So in terms
Jeez,
of using
there's
those accounts to harass people,
yes,
it's 5 on
and
Twitter.
not only that, but like vote manipulation as well, like mass reporting, like manipulation, ratioing, all that stuff too. Damn, you got a handwritten
Yeah, I
note?
believe so.
10 alts on Twitter.
I'm not going to say
This
which
is slightly
one.
out of date.
He even goes to the depths of delusion, where he takes stories that may or may not have happened to him and switches the characters out with his victims, where one of the stories was where he was attacked with a knife, which was originally someone that lived in the same place as him, but apparently the person that attacked him has changed 7 times, and in one instance it was apparently Flip that attacked him.
This whole stabbing story has changed stories so many times. When the initial story, I actually found it in his Discord of all places, was that he allegedly got stabbed by a crazy landlady, that he was going to move into a place and she was high on drugs and ended up stabbing him in an altercation.
But he uses that as a
Which-
template for anyone that he
Yes.
can use it against.
Same with like, it's like, what the
Yeah, it's like for someone who apparently got stabbed by multiple people, he still wants to talk about him.
Or even manipulate or straight up lie to make it look like Flip was involved or had been punished for the actions they never even did. This involves taking information out of context, like if him and his many alts spam reported someone's Twitter or someone's Twitch account, and he eventually got one of them banned due to the influx of sheer amount of reports. He'd take that confirmation of someone being banned, either manipulate the image, or just straight up say, oh, I got this guy banned, even though that ban email was about a different person entirely. And he uses that to support the point that he's always in the right and always the victim. Something Flip told me is when he has bots or alt accounts to spam report people on Twitter and Twitch to the point where they actually get banned. And when he receives the email back saying, "Oh, this person's got banned," he changes it so it looks like they got banned for harassment or something.
Or he even takes a screen cap of him like reporting someone.
Yeah.
And then claiming that they are suspended.
So he'll mass report you, and let's say he'll get one report through, and Twitter restricts your account in quotations. That might be like a chat ban or like a perma ban for a period of time.
Yeah.
He'll take that screenshot from the email he'll make, and he'll save it, and he'll use it. Yeah, and not only that, but he'll use it in multiple instances.
So by now you know who Flip is, and you know how Falter will always try to make himself look like the victim. But now we're going to be talking about one of the tools he uses to take down people's content and gather information about the person so they can subsequently dox them. And that tool is copyright abuse.
So not only does he start striking my videos, so he started going after small, like people who he didn't like.
Now, as said previously, Falter has been banned from submitting copyright requests. At least on YouTube, where he blatantly abused it, but still to this day, he's still doing it, submitting the requests on an alt account, going after videos about him and videos he just generally doesn't like.
This VTuber submitted a DMCA takedown request on my video, where I explained the many allegations and accusations being thrown their way.
He then realized, hey, you know what? I can start abusing the DMCA strike system. So not only does he start striking my videos, so he started going after small, like people who he didn't like. There was a number of Elite Dangerous players that he didn't like at this time that he started DMCA striking. He was going around to almost every single major PvP related content creator in the game, like that had a YouTube channel. Even though like the game is kind of small and the channels are small, people were making content, and he was going around and striking them because he didn't like them, or because he knew that it would give him attention, negative attention he feeds off of.
Now, as said previously, it just doesn't stop at copyright abuse, because if these people choose to fight that copyright claim, they will have to provide their own personal information, something of which he would then use to dox them, or in a way harass them, letting them know he knows their names and possibly where they live, and also use that information to involve them in litigation, where there are active copyright cases from courts with his name and the defendant's name, which he also hinted at on his platforms, thus doxing himself and the victim. And two good examples of this is his case with Flip and Noobster, both having court cases and having their information fed like breadcrumbs. Flip said he actually doxed himself with that Facebook stuff, like linking his name to his Facebook, so he's never actually been doxed by anyone. It's just people bringing up the information. He has. But that's because they found his Facebook that he linked to his account.
Yes. Not only that, but
he kept on referencing that. He actually referenced the court case thing that I mentioned earlier on, like as a stream title.
So if you type that in, it doesn't link anymore, but you used to be able to punch it up because it was an active case at the time. Punch it up in the California court system, and you could see the minutes for the case. And basically, it has all of his personal information and all of Commander Harry Potter's personal information. Like, for instance, he had my personal information. He never tried calling me or doing anything with it that I'm aware of. But there's been instances where he allegedly was in a voice chat with a couple of individuals that he was at odds with, and he ended up like reading out their name and address and whatnot in the voice.
He technically has doxed me too. So I'll include the 2 tweets. I should mention he's false DMCA'd me on Twitter. So I have an ongoing copyright case with him, which he's yet to advance in any way. He's posted the whole docket number to that case, which directly links my full name as well as his full name in it. That's the Knuckle Ryan RNG is his Knuckle account. And you see the top tweet above where he says and spells it incorrectly. This is what he does with Flip a lot. But what he does is he'll take a name and alter it slightly and post it, so no one knows that it's a name dox except him and the actual person. Can you guess my last name? That's my last name.
But Flip and Noobster are not the only ones to have their videos or tweets taken down incorrectly, and then have their information provided for court and to be used against them and hinted at. There is actually a laundry list full of people that he has done this to simply just removing their videos or just doxing them. But there are too many to just put in this video. But there is a 96-page document that Rep, Noobster, Flip, and others have worked on with substantial evidence showing everything he has done. So if you want to find all the people that have been affected, I'll link it in the description.
No, there's 3.
There's 3!
Yes, there's fucking 3!
So as said, there are a lot of victims of this VTuber, like Flip, Rep, Noobster, the people he loves to DMCA and then harass afterwards. But there are 3 he has been detrimental to the point where most of them aren't even on the internet anymore, and 1 is no longer with us. Now the first one I want to talk about is Cherry, someone I talked about in my previous video when I initially only knew there was only 1 victim. Now, nobody knows what happened to Cherry. Personal and mutual friends can't even get in contact with her, and one of her last messages is saying that she's gonna leave the internet because of Falter and his harassment, with their final message having a strong connotation towards self-harm. But why was Cherry involved with Falter? And why to this day does Falter keep saying Cherry is still harassing him? Well, it's simply because she had an experience with Falter and wanted to share it with other people, especially the Vtuber Blacklist account. An account that exposes VTubers for their wrongdoings. And once Falter heard about this, he started harassing them, in his usual way of playing the victim and saying they're creating alt accounts, and launching unfounded lies about them, saying they're doxing them, and won't leave him alone.
So Cherry was somebody who was in contact. Do you know the Vtuber Blacklist account, which is a whole other can of worms? Some of the stuff they call them out for is odd. A lot of it is like DMCA doxing shit like that, which is kind of serious in my opinion. They talked to Cherry. Cherry showed a bunch of information to them, which pissed off Falter, obviously.
Yeah.
Falter went on the witch hunt of Cherry for probably 3 or 4 months, and this is back in, I believe, 2023, early 2023. Went on a witch hunt about them. Cherry says, if you want me gone so badly, I'm going to be gone. Deactivates on everything. Just gone. I'm on service with her. I've DM'd her. No responses. Never been online. Nothing.
As for Cherry, this was the last contact I had with anyone that knew her. They had tried to conduct their own little search to see how she was doing, and this was their official thing that they had sent to me. So if you ever want to read that, that's a little bit more up-to-date info on Cherry.
Now once again, nobody's heard from Cherry, but I would like to think they go under a new alias or just took a break from the internet, but it's unknown where they are today. Now, the same thing that happened to Cherry happened to Bambi. They had a mild disagreement and then Falter targeted them.
Bambi disagreed with Falter on something. Falter lost his shit, and even as of right now, for reference, and again, I'm in a Discord people who don't like Falter who are showing me stuff.
Yeah.
Falter's posting about her right now. Like, after all this. Like, here's the alt account posting about her.
But he didn't stop there. But for this part and the next victim, you're just gonna have to trust me, bro. As both of them have deleted all their online presence, or out of respect, I can't show certain things. But I have spoken to people that know their story. Now, Bambi was extremely close to being partnered on Twitch, which is very hard, but she was close. Even to the point where she could finally submit her application to be a partner. But she was denied, due to the fact that allegedly Falter had sent bots to her channel, and you need a certain amount of viewers to get partner on Twitch. Seeing that some of her viewers were inflated with bots, Twitch denied her. And whilst it's unclear if Falter had anything to do with this, she was still distraught at the fact she just lost her partnership opportunity and was getting the same treatment as all of his other victims. She was very much stressed. So she wiped everything, took all her accounts down, and visited a mental hospital. And to divert all the hate she was getting, her friends would say she was dead. But that didn't help because he's still posting about her.
Falter's posting about her right now. Like, after all this. Like, here's the alt account posting about her.
Pretty sure you were
Yeah,
told
Bambi,
about?
yeah.
Oh, she's alive.
Well, yeah, Faz.
Oh, she's alive.
Yeah. She's blatantly alive as of now, but like,
She's probably using a different name.
she did go to a mental hospital for help because this was heavily affecting her. She was going to get like partner and everything on Twitch, and
He ruined her.
Falter ended up botting her account, which basically denied that partner application thing, because there was a lot of concerning messages of these Twitch accounts some of them saying like Bambi will hang, Bambi hung, or something like that. So she ended up getting help and had her parents or family take over her accounts. They want to still push the story that Bambi is dead.
To try and get him off their back.
Yeah.
But she went to a mental hospital because of that.
Yes, because of Falter's shenanigans.
Because she was so close to partner, but he botted her stream, so she was unable to get that.
Mm-hmm.
Now, with all this said, I hope Bambi returns to streaming soon and the internet, or under a new alias, and never has to experience this again. The Great Betrayer is a name assigned by Falter to one of his victims who wanted nothing to do with him and wanted to retract their involvement in their life due to his reputation and just experiencing how he is. But as with all the victims, if you have a differing opinion or you don't want to talk to him anymore, you're still going to get harassed. And she got this name because they were meant to debut together. A VTuber debut is where you basically show everyone who you are, your new avatar, or it's just generally used as a starting point for your VTuber career. But the Great Betrayer was also an artist. They drew them and Falter together, a few emotes for their Twitch channels, and additional art for their debut. But as said, she pulled out after hearing about his reputation and possibly experiencing it. And this led Falter to do his usual thing of harassing and seeming like the victim in this scenario.
She was like a bit of an like she was an artist. She would make fan art and stuff like that in commissions.
Yeah.
He had art requisitioned through her of them together because they were about to collab. They were going to do a collab stream because she was a fairly new VTuber as well.
Yeah.
And she did collab art for that specific stream. But on the last moment, I don't know what spooked her. I'm assuming it had something to do with like finding out something dastardly about him or somebody.
People, I think Ringtail had reached out to her.
She withdrew from it.
Yeah.
Yes.
And that pissed him off big time because this was a legitimate girl who was a VTuber that
18,
he was
by the
going
way.
to collab with, right?
Yeah.
And she said no. She rejected him big fucking time, and that hit him where it hurts.
Is that when he posts about the betrayal? Like he still posts about it to this day.
And that's when he did not pay her for the commissioned work. And he continued to post it and use it and knew that she couldn't really do much about it.
So for clarification, that commissioned work was, I think, a couple emotes. One in particular, which is on post from the VTuber Blacklist, I believe. There's a couple screenshots of proof of some Falter gun emote, something like that. She got basically scam chargeback from PayPal about that.
But obviously, he wouldn't stop there. He would try to dox her as well. Because she was just recently 18 and did not have a PayPal account tied to her name. So she used her father's PayPal. Now, if you don't have a PayPal business account and you're an artist like she was taking commissions, when that person sends you money, it will display your entire name. And supposedly when Falter found out this information, he assumed this was their actual name and that they were lying about their gender, and would go on to harass them with this name and calling them a fake trans.
Oh, here's the best part. Because the PayPal account was tied to Favre, because she was 18, too young to make a PayPal account, the name tied to it was her dad instead of her. So he started trying to claim that she was fake trans as well, and started to use, like, in the email, like, okay, boy name, you better take what you said back against me, and like...
Now I have to call them the Great Betrayer out of respect of their anonymity, because they're no longer with us. Unfortunately, they took their own life, and talking to people about the situation and people that possibly knew her, many people advised me that there would be no point in dragging her name through anything more. They provided her obituary as evidence, showing that she's no longer with us, and then talked about her involvement with this whole situation.
We have an obituary of one confirmed.
He was stirring up the pot.
Yeah. So did he use that to... Was it just that and more harassment, which, like...
No one knows.
No one knows. Now, it's very much unclear how much Falter had to do with this situation, in terms of them making the decision to take their own life, but he did have some involvement with them in general, and that's all I can say. But he still posts about them to this day.
Oh no. Oh no. Oh no!
Now, I very much don't know what's going through Falter's mind. He creates lies, fake scenarios. He seemingly has a short fuse when it comes to criticism or someone genuinely just disagreeing with him. As a reminder, the whole thing with Flip just happened over one disagreement, and he's still attacking him to this day. And not even the people that have compiled a long document about him know why he does this. But whilst talking to these people, I was asked, why am I even making this video? Yeah.
Actually, it's a two-part question. Question is, what led you to contacting people about Falterxv, and why are you making a video on him?
And my response, despite being surprised being asked this, was because nobody knows about this. You have people that have found each other through the common denominator of Falter harassing them.
And conspiracy, but in reality, it's just people talking with each other from similar experiences because of him. Right? Falter, quote unquote, bringing people together.
And most of them work together to give their experience and craft a 97-page document on what this person has done with sites, evidence, and tireless amounts of hours to combine this together. But nobody knows who this one VTuber is. Nobody knows their victims. Every video made about them either gets low views or just taken down. And due to nobody knowing, people still get harassed. And even worse, people come across this person not knowing of their past, and they go through the same stuff the victims went through. Look, he is definitely not going to be deplatformed. He's not going to be cancelled, and I think he'll just continue to do his usual antics. But if one person that met them comes across this video and knows what they're getting into, and even does further research looking into the document, this video has done one of its purposes. The other being just telling the story of some of these victims. But I couldn't even address everything in the video. A lot I couldn't fit in or couldn't go into more detail with. We are still yet to see the lower layer of the iceberg. But Flip is working on his own video, putting everything into video format. And if that eventually gets released, I'll link it in my description, possibly at the end of the video. And if you are intrigued, just look at the 97-page document all these people contributed to. And thank you to Flip for actually getting in contact with me to inform me on the whole situation. And even getting me in contact with some of the people that created that document and wanted to tell their story with this person. Thank you Flip, Noobster, Rep, Sam, Lily, Fazulous, for taking your time out of your days to talk to me and make sure I'm getting this video right. But yeah, that's the video. If it gets taken down, I will try my best to fight it. But yeah, bye-bye.